Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. The problems, the troubles, the difficult situations, the unfamiliar circumstances, sometimes the complicated things. We do encounter all of these types of situations, and every time there is a bit of challenging and complicated situation, we find ourselves uneasy and uncomfortable. Not because that particular thing is very difficult or not possible for us to solve, to manage, but because we don't know how to tackle it, how to manage it. Today we are going to talk about how to manage, how to tackle the things which are slightly complicated, the things which are not that much simple. So, dear friends and fellows, we have chosen five important ways, five important tips rather, which will help us a lot if availed, applied in tackling that complicated, in that something which is not that simple. What are those five things? Let's look upon each one of those five one by one. First of all, it is that breaking down complex problems into smaller parts. That is the first thing to do. Breaking down the complex problems into smaller parts. How should it be done? You would have seen a complete goat without skin, slaughtered and hanging in the butcher shop. Before cutting it into a small pieces, bite-sized pieces, they break it into the major parts. They cut it down to the major parts, separating the front two legs, the rear two legs. Sometimes they keep it the same together, and then the torso. So in this manner, they make the 4 to 5 major parts of a whole goat. So it is done technically and sensibly. One type of meat goes with the one part, another type of the meat goes in another part, the third type of meat in the third part, the fourth type of meat in the fourth part. So in this manner, they cut it down in a sensible manner, in the same way. Once we are encountering a complex situation, we need to break it down into the smaller part. It could be three, it could be four, it could be five, it could be even six or seven. So suppose ke whatever complicated situation or problem you or I am facing, we need to cut it down, let's say into the five pieces. Now, at one time, we need to comprehend, we need to understand the nature of one major part. Then we need to tackle it. Take another major part and tackle it accordingly. Accordingly, the third part, the fourth part, the fifth one, the sixth one. So, in this manner, it is important to cut down any complicated problem into several smaller pieces. So, that is the first step to be done every time we are encountering anything complicated or difficult. Now, the second thing is seeking input from others. We need to seek the input from others. We need to seek the input from whom? From the people we trust in, or the experts of that particular area. We need to talk to the people who are expert in that particular area, who have a lot of good experience. Talk to the experienced people. What type of experience? The kind of experience which is needed in successfully tackling and managing this sort of issue. Those who are experienced enough in that particular field must be consulted. And on the other hand, the people you trust, they people too should also be talked about. Sometimes we need to talk to these people, the people we trust, and they do tell us that this is the man, that is the man, and this is the man who are expert in the given field, who have experienced any similar situation. So go and talk to them. So that is why it is very important to talk to the people who are who mean in whom we do put our trust, and those people who are professionally, who those people who are experienced in that particular task, they have encountered it, or because they are professional tackling that situation. So these are the two tips. And the third is, dear friends, the third is considering multiple perspectives. I have one perspective. This very close friend of mine, or even my family member, might be having a different perspective. This person is not, the one I am so familiar with. This person is having a different perspective. So everybody, or many of the people, there are several perspectives to look at that particular situation, not just the one, not just the one, several perspectives. It is important to talk to the people who are having a different perspective. Again, talk to another person having a different perspective, and if at all we look upon the situation from that particular angle, we might be able to better understand it. We may be able to better tackle it, better manage it. So that is the third tip, considering multiple perspectives, not just one, not just two, rather look upon from the different perspectives, three different perspectives, four different perspectives, or at least two or three different perspectives. Now the fourth is learning from failures and setbacks. The failures and the setbacks, on the one hand, everybody have to face it, everybody have to encounter it every now or then. So dear friends and fellows, we need to learn, we need to learn from we need to learn from our failures, we need to learn from our setbacks, because these are providing us with the highly important, with the very valuable lessons. So never ever ignore your failures, because if at all failures are there, the setbacks are there in the life of each and every individual, but these provide us with the very valuable lessons. Learn from your failures, learn from your setbacks. Do not consider it as the opposite of success. These are not the opposite of success, these are the part of success, and these are actually the stepping stone which takes us toward our success, which takes us toward destination. Learning from failures and setbacks. Fifth is staying flexible and adaptable. Stay flexible and adaptable. Don't be rigid at all. Don't be rigid at all. Whatever explanation, whatever the definition of a problem, of a situation in your eyes, it might not be true. It maybe it is true, maybe it is not. So those people who are rigid enough, those people who are inflexible, those people who are unadaptable, they never reform themselves. And those who don't reform themselves, those who don't improve, I think these people never ever move forward in their life. To be able to move forward, in generally speaking, if at all we want to move forward, in our life, if at all we want to keep moving forward in our life, it is extremely important, my dear friends and fellows, to stay flexible and adaptable. Because unless and until we are flexible and adaptable enough, I think we will not be able to improve at all. So now the bottom line is, remember, problem solving is a process. It is not something which can be done instantly with the help of a magic stick. It is a process. It does take time. It takes time. and iteration to find the best solution. If at all we are persistent enough, we persevere a lot, and we keep reiterating, keep repeating, and keep repeating with the bit of improvement in it. I believe that we will be able to tackle, to manage all the difficult and the complicated situation. It will be quite possible for me and you, even if at all we are the people of ordinary intelligence, still we will be able to manage and to solve that particular problem. Thank you very much.